you know a tiny device that helped end World War II was made right here in Cincinnati?
A mission so secret the people making it didn't even know what it was. On this Veterans Day, WLWT News 5's Lindsay Stone shares the extraordinary story behind the classified mission and the two brothers who made it possible.
The story starts here inside this old factory with its chip paint on the walls and busted out windows. This was once the Crosley Corporation. Navy officials arrived here on Pal Crosley's doorstep in October of 1941, 2 months before Pearl Harbor, on a top secret mission to stop the Axis powers.
The Battle of Britain is about to begin.
In 1940, things were starting to look very grim.
It was bleak for 80% of the world, war waging in Europe and in the Pacific.
One of these key questions was how to bring down an airplane effectively.
England was falling to German control, and the Allies had no answer until this little device.
The number 2 top secret weapon, World War II. Number 1 being the atomic bomb.
It was a game changer, and it was made right here in Cincinnati.
They are each other's lifelong best friends.
Pal and Louis Crosley were about as opposite as two brothers can be.
Pal's the older one, Louis the younger one.
Louis's grandson, Rusty McClure, says Pal was a visionary and Louis the engineer. A perfect pairing, which led to household staples and a rapidly growing company.
Ultimately, 10,000 employees, the largest employer in Cincinnati.
Among their many inventions, the fax machine, Crosley car, and refrigerators with shelves. The brothers also put together the first mass-produced assembly line for radios in the history of the world, earning Powell the title as
the Henry Ford of radio.
It's that innovation that caught the eye of Navy officials.
The knowledge to mass produce radios is coupled with the most powerful radio station in the world.
The Navy tasked the Crosley brothers with developing and mass producing the proximity fuse, a fuse that detonates an explosive device when it approaches a target within a certain distance using a miniature radio transmitter.
And the assignment is, can you do it? And if you fail, you kind of failed your government, you failed the country.
Crosley Corporation became one of 5 companies tasked with producing the fuse. Losses from the Navy's lack of a usable proximity fuse was the equivalent to a battleship every 3 months, a cruiser every month, and
150 men a day were dying.
The mission, top secret.
None of the people are allowed to know what it is. They don't know what they're building. They are guarded by military personnel with live ammunition.
No pressure.
This is serious.
And the workers behind crafting these powerful weapons?
90% of the workers at Crosley were women, in large part because of small hands and nimble fingers.
Within 2 years of accepting the mission, Crosley Corporation was producing 16,500 units per day. The fuses were picked up in the middle of the night, transported in the back of bread trucks to Lincoln Airport, and flown to Allied forces across Europe and the Pacific.
The VT fuses there become highly effective and become the best way to take down kamikaze aircraft like the one that you see behind me here.
Crosley-produced proximity fuses were the first deployed to enemy lines and responsible for the first kill of an enemy aircraft. The world's first smart bomb, produced here in Cincinnati, turned the tide on World War II.
We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air.
British Prime Minister Winston Churchill was quoted saying these so-called proximity fuses made in the United States proved potent against the small unmanned aircraft with which were assailed in 1944. Yet very few knew about this critical device.
The proximity fuse was kept secret from the American public until about a month after the surrender of Japan. So in September of 1945, the curtain is pulled back.
Workers at the Crosley Corporation finally learned about the device they were making.
It was a great thing if you were living in Cincinnati to be associated with this kind of war-winning weapon that nobody had realized was out there.
2 brothers, 1 empire.
Devotion.
And a Cincinnati legacy nearly lost in time.
This was a significant effort bringing together all aspects of American society to create a secret weapon that has largely been forgotten.
The pressure is enormous to get this thing built, to get it done right, and nobody's ever done it before. Nobody's even thought about it. Nobody's even thought that this would be possible.
From the troops who served overseas to the women who unknowingly made this little device that would save lives and ultimately help win the war. Their contributions never forgotten, nor the city that helped save the world. Lindsay Stone at WLWT News 5.